Welcome to Premath. In this video tutorial, we have got this semicircle that contains two triangles. One of them is purple and the other one is green triangle. And moreover, the area of this purple triangle is 7 and the area for this green triangle is 28, and now we are going to calculate the area of this semicircle. In order to calculate the area of this semicircle, we must find the radius of this semicircle. And here's the very first thing we are going to do. Okay, first of all, this angle is a right angle. That means this is a 90-degree angle. So this height is going to be h for both these triangles. And let's assume that the base for this purple triangle is m and the base for this green triangle is n. And here's our very first step. Let's focus on this purple triangle. And now let's recall the area of a triangle formula. And here's our formula: area equals to a half time base time height. So area for this purple triangle is going to be a half time base, in our case is m, and height is h, and we know the area in our case is 7, so 7 equal to a half times m times h. If we multiply both sides by 2 on this side and this side, this 2 and 2 is gone, so our this m times h turns out to be 2 times 7 is 14. And here's our next step. Let's focus on the green triangle this time, and let's recall the area of the triangle. And here once again the area of a triangle formula: area equals to a half time base time height. In our case, area of this green triangle is a half time base, in our case is this n, and height is h. And we know that the area of this green triangle is 28. So I'm going to write down 28 equal to a half times n times h. Let me go ahead and multiply both sides by 2. So this 2 and 2 is gone. So we ended up with n times h equal to 2 times 28 is 56. And now we want to isolate this h, so I'm going to divide both sides by n. So this n and n is gone, so our h value turns out to be 56 divided by n. Now let's go ahead and plug it in, this h value, in this equation that we got in our previous step. So this equation is going to become m times h value is 56 divided by n equals to 14. Now let's go ahead and multiply both sides by 1 over 56 on this side and 1 over 56 on this side. This 56 and 56 is gone, so we ended up with m over n equal to 14 divided by 56. And since we don't know the exact value of m and n, so I am going to write this one: m over n equals to 1k divided by 4k, where k is some constant. So that means m turns out to be k and n turns out to be 4k. So thus this m turns out to be k and this n is 4k. Now in this next step, let's recall the intersecting chords theorem. And here's our chords theorem. A times B equal to C times D, where A, B, C, and D are the parts of these chords. In our case, the parts of the chords are K, 4K, and H. And by the property of symmetry, the other side of this one is going to be H as well. So therefore, we are going to have H times H equal to K times 4K. And let's go ahead and multiply. H times H is going to become H square equal to 4K square. Let's go ahead and take the square root on both sides. So this square and square root, they undo each other. So our H turns out to be 2 times K. So thus our H value turns out to be 2K. And in this next step, let's go ahead and calculate the value of K. So for that purpose, let's focus on this green triangle and let's recall the area of a triangle formula. And here once again, the area of a triangle formula is a half time base time height. So the area in our case is going to be a half time, in our case, base is 4K and height in our case is 2K. And also we know that the area of this green triangle is 28. So I'm going to fill in the blanks. 28 equals to this 2 and 2 is gone. So we got 4K square. And now let's take the square root on both sides. So square root is gone. So our K value turns out to be positive square root of 7. And we will also keep the positive value of this square root since the length is always positive. And in this next step, we are going to calculate the diameter of this semicircle. We know that the diameter is going to be all of this length. So that means it's going to be a K plus 4K. So the diameter is going to be K plus 4K is going to become 5K. We know that the K value is square root of 7. So our diameter is going to be 5 times square root of 7. And now we know that the radius is always the half of the diameter. So the radius of this semicircle is going to be simply a half of this diameter, means it's going to become 5 square root of 7 divided by 2. So this is our radius R. And here's our final step. Let's go ahead and calculate the area of this semicircle now. And here's the area of a circle formula. Area equals to pi r square, where r in our case is 5 times square root of 7 divided by 2. So let's go ahead and fill in the blanks. So area of this semicircle is going to be, since we are dealing with the semicircle, so that is going to be a half time the area of circle is pi r square. So a half times pi, and in our case r is this much. So I'm going to put down 5 square root of 7 divided by 2 and then square. So we are going to have pi over 2 times, this is going to give us 25 times, this is going to be 7 divided by 4. So thus the area of this semicircle turns out to be 175 pi divided by 8 square units. And if we replace pi by 3.14, so area is going to be 68.69 square units. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Bye.